Welcome back to Rev It Up Bowling. Today, we got a ball review. What we're gonna be doing today is reviewing the new DV8 Heckler. The Heckler is DV8's new upper mid, stronger asymmetric for heavier volumes. So what's cool about this one is just like the Troublemaker series, this core, which is called the Unholy, is similar to the Troublemaker in the fact that it was developed primarily for two-handers. Now, obviously, I use a thumb. You can use a thumb in it, it's just fine. But the way they created this core was they left indentations in the core. That way, when you do drill into it with just your fingers, it's not gonna touch the core. What that does is allow ball drillers like myself to better predict what each layout will do for that particular individual. If I'm not drilling to the core, I'm not gonna be adjusting the numbers because I'm drilling to the core. It's just because of the layout I'm putting on it. From a bowling nerd like me and a pro shop owner, that's pretty cool. For me, I drill into the thumb. So this ball comes out of factory with a 2.52, I believe, roughly thereabouts, 14, 15, a little bit different. RG, a little higher, about a .050, 0.051 and 15, 0.049 in a 14 for the differential, and a pretty minimal asymmetric differential of 0.010. When you have a shorter or a lower asymmetric number, a little bit more like a symmetric, be a little bit more continuous, won't have that heavy lope like the typical big asymmetrics do, especially stuff like the Max Bias, Storm Guy, Harsh Reality, stuff like that. I'm expecting this ball to be relatively smooth. It does come out of factory at 2000, sporting the HK22C Maximum Havoc cover stock. For what I've seen with this ball, from what they've showed us in marketing information, all that stuff, is this is definitely gonna be for heavier volumes, but it won't be anything like as much as the Hater, a lot of bowling balls like that for definitely heavier volumes of oil. This is still for heavy volumes, but it's not gonna be as aggressive as, like I mentioned before, the Hater, Max Bias, stuff like that. I'm expecting this ball to be less than nose, but still give me a pretty smooth roll. I will be expecting some continuation on the back end simply because it does have that lower asymmetry. I put on this one a 45 by 5 by 45. This is one of my other trusty layouts. I do this pin and ring, and then for some of my burn stuff, I'll go a pin under depending on the ball. But that's really all I do for layouts too much anymore. I've realized a lot of the times I can manipulate a ball. I don't have to worry too much about the layouts. But for today's session, that's the layout. What we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be bowling on glorified, a little bit harder house shot. What my brother and I did was we created a house shot similar-ish to our other one, but we flattened it out, increased the volume a little bit in order for me to throw balls like this, create different shapes on the lane, not be locked out, and not have the oil pattern be too easy. Every ball looks the same. What we're gonna be doing is throwing it up, first arrow, second arrow, third arrow, fourth arrow, etc. Try to get an idea on what this ball does, and then play around for 8, 10 shots, figure out what I wanna do, and then Ace is gonna tell me where I need to play, and I'm gonna try to make that ball in motion. Without further ado, let's get into it. The first shot I'm gonna throw is up 5 board, roughly thereabouts. It is still a house shot. I'm assuming it's gonna hook, especially with the cover stock, especially with the surface. It's gonna hook pretty early. See what happens. Oh yeah, it definitely did. Still strikes, still strikes. Strikes from anywhere. Best ball ever. We're gonna go move left, second arrow, see what that ball does. It hooked actually a lot earlier than even I expected. I expected maybe at least some length, but nope, it hooked at my feet. Go to second arrow. A little bit better. Man, that thing is smooth. I like it. I'm expecting this to happen. It's okay. We'll go ahead after we move left some, move back right, see if I can change some of my physical stuff in order to make the ball hook. Third arrow. I'm probably gonna try to get this open angles a little bit, 8, 9, 10, somewhere around there down line. Definitely rolly. Okay, okay. I really still expected it to hook, like overhook. But I moved 10 boards roughly thereabouts right now, and I went from Runaway Brooklyn to a little bit light, almost a 5 pin. We're gonna go ahead and go with fourth arrow, try to get somewhere about 10 down lane. See what that looks like. I still expect that. Increase the axis rotation, just see what it do. We're gonna move one more arrow left, see what it does. Far what I've seen, it's pretty rolly for sure. If you keep it in the oil like that, I mean, the ball is still too strong, stores too much oil or energy. You need to calm down a little bit. Didn't really get that far right. Kind of throw it on every arrow now. Didn't strike once. I feel like this ball will be pretty good around third or fourth arrow. I guess I did strike once. I had that 5-pin, but third, fourth arrow. Nice, smooth. I got one right for sure. Definitely saw a lot of friction, mellowed the ball out a lot. I think I need honestly higher volumes right now. It is house shot, so. I will say of the balls that had the HK22C cover stock, I've really enjoyed most of them far. I think it might be pretty similar. I will say it's definitely like, it's smooth upon transition, right? It doesn't have that asymmetrical flip roll, right? It definitely continues a little bit more than a typical ace. Nice. I found where I want to be. But what I'm gonna do is try to get locked in a little bit more. I'm gonna tell you guys what I'm changing physically in order to create proper ball motion. That one, last two looked okay. That one I got in a little bit more. Almost went a little high. Entry angle was a little steep for where I hit on the head pin. The one to the right, covered a lot of boards, burned a lot of energy up. Hit, but it deflected off the pins, meh. We're gonna go ahead, throw the same shot I just threw, but there's two things I'm gonna do different. I'm going to increase speed slightly, and I'm gonna reduce rotation. That should get us a pretty good, pretty smooth shape. Oh, increase speed, what am I doing? There we go. Hook. Really came at the back of that. Let's go and try that again. I don't know, this ball feels comfortable. A little bit higher speed, a little bit up the back of it, but not too much, probably a 1. Nice. That looked really good. And what I like about this ball bar is, it is semi-continuous for sure, but it still gives you some of that asymmetry where it rolls forward, it can lope a little bit. Also, I think the combination between the cover stock and the fact that it has a medium RG. It's not the lowest thing in the world. It's definitely not the highest. I really like it. It seems like it's not the strongest cover stock in the world. Everything about this just seems like it's a big ASIM, just everything is slightly dialed down. Cover stock, not aggressive, but still aggressive. Core, not aggressive, or not so. The core, big, but not that big. Surface, you know, not crazy, 2000. Let's go and throw a shot. See if I can do it again. A little bit higher speed, 1 on the rotation. Go ball. Gripped on it a little bit. Gripped on it a little bit. I'm curious about is if I can kill my hand, play up the lane a little bit more, create a smoother shape, earlier smoother shape. I'm gonna be playing less of an entry angle, probably be on the head pin a little bit more. Reduce rev rate, increase speed a little bit more. We just moved 10 right, roughly, thereabouts. I'm gonna try to kill my hand and get it going a little bit. Not bad, not bad. I'm gonna move right a little bit more off that, honestly. Versatility for a fresher ball, for higher volumes of oil. I definitely don't think I definitely know it's not the strongest. They marketed that definitely correctly as far as DV8 goes. The hater, so much more ball, so much more ball. Even like when my Wicked Collision, I mean, that thing was angular. It was unbelievable, especially for an ASIM. It went. This is definitely a smoother shape. Kind of reminds me of the Crusher a little bit, just a little bit smoother. Doesn't flip as hard as the Crusher. We move 2 right. Again, higher ball speed, less hand. Not my most comfortable thing. So I'm sliding a lot. I'm sliding a ton. We're gonna go ahead and try that again, kill the hand. I need to work on this. It's something that now I have a personal pursuit. Get the back of it. Nice. I like that. It definitely has easy hook. Like I can increase hand, I can reduce rev rate, and it still picks up where I want it to. We're actually gonna move further right. I like that shot, but I actually want a little bit earlier hook out of it. So we're gonna move into friction as the adjustment. Now we know the limit of this ball. Definitely too much friction out there right. I'm gonna see what it does just opening the lane up. I wouldn't typically use this ball for that reason, but more rotation, sees the friction, 2 on the rotation, slower ball speed, higher rev rate. Yeah, you can see when that ball gets a lot of angles, has to cover a lot of boards, it just doesn't store enough energy for it. It's not clean enough. Definitely wants to get in that roll. And you can see, especially on those type of shots, it's still an ASIM. It still wants to roll forward pretty well. Transition a little bit quicker. Go back right a little bit slower ball speed. Nice. Yeah, I knew that off my hand, that looked good. A little bit slower ball speed, looked pretty solid. When you guys are bowling, this is like not necessarily ball review related. If you guys are bowling, really pay attention to how the ball goes to the pins. That'll tell you a lot on what you're looking for and what your ball is not doing properly. That one went to the pins great. Proper entry angle, proper spot on the head pin where you need to hit, and it created great deflection. Roll it. I definitely feel more comfortable playing a faster, smoother angle with it. Slowing it down, I'm wary on will it make the corner consistently, because it is definitely hooking, finishing that transition in the part of the lane that sees the most transition. Do it, Mikey, do it. Man down. We're gonna throw a few more shots, play around with it a little bit. Still missing the pin. All right, let's try that again. Oh, slow ball speed. I'm gonna increase rotation a little bit. I feel like it's processing a little too much. Too much rotation. Yeah, it's just not hooking in the right part of the lane at the moment, playing this far deep. I feel like it's getting a little too far down lane. It's not burning enough energy to create that smoother ball shape that we're looking for. What that tells me is we need more friction. We're gonna keep slower ball speed, less rotation, right? Nice, I like it. It's definitely has that asymmetric hook stop for sure. As I'm throwing it more, it's getting more lane shine. I'm starting to realize it is a little bit cleaner than what I originally thought. When the first couple shots, especially when I was right, I thought, wow, this ball is definitely gonna be a little bit more aggressive cover stock. But the more I throw it, I realize, as I mentioned before, it's like it's just a dumbed down version of a big asymmetric solid. It's not the most aggressive thing in the world. A couple more shots and then league's about to start, so. Oh, shit. Oh God, that was not a good shot. No, let's try that again. The funny thing is, it's like, I've struck a lot with balls on ball reviews, like a stupid amount. And I do like those bowling balls, but the ball motion this is giving me, even though I'm not matched up, even though I'm not striking, I do like, because I just know on a higher volume that this will look good. Go. I gotta move back right to strike more. I haven't struck at all. But it's trying to hook at, it needs less angle. This ball definitely likes less angle. Like what I was trying to play was not its favorite at the moment. Move back right, increase speed, play the friction, get the ball rolling. There we go. Yeah, definitely, it wants to see at least some friction. Big angles, I don't know about this. I feel like straighter angles to the front, playing a little bit more in the friction. I feel like this might, yeah, definitely playing in that. I mean, on this pattern, there's a lot of volume in the middle, right? And it just gets a little squirrely. Definitely playing more right into that friction. It seems like it's a little bit better ball motion. I do obviously have to increase speed and stuff to make it work, but it's so much easier. Nice. Yeah, you can see, you start the video to the end of the video, trying to move in the oil. And honestly, the best shot I've had far is playing more into that dry, which I actually like volume or balls like these, the hater, those big asymmetric solids. A lot of times they just need too much volume, and up here, it's a lot of friction and we just don't lay out enough. I feel like for a moderately high bowling ball like this, moderately high-end asymmetric solid, I feel like this will work better for me, being a high rev rate bowler, on a little bit more friction, a little bit lower volume. So, Ace, where am I going? Second arrow, where do you want it down lane? I can pick. Since I mentioned before, this ball doesn't like big angles, I'm gonna try to play it 10 to like 8. I'm gonna try to go right up second arrow. Hopefully can hold the pocket off, but I'm gonna have to throw it pretty hard. Hey, first try, baby. First try. That was a review of the brand new DV8 Heckler. This video will be dropped on November 5th. 2 weeks after that, this ball will be released. If you're looking for a moderately high asymmetric solid, good for definitely volume, but it doesn't need that much volume. Definitely still likes to see friction, still have a smoother roll, but that asymmetric back end where it stops, rolls forward a little bit more. Please hop online, go over to your local pro shop, get one of these pre-ordered, get one of these purchased when they do come out. and let me know what you guys think. If you like this video, please remember to smash that like button. Helps the channel way more than you might think. And please leave us a comment. I mentioned in the previous video that we are pretty busy right now. Ace is in school, you know, getting his PhD. You're gonna be an astronaut in the next video, by the way. And I run a pro shop. It's one of those things right now. It is extremely busy. We're full-fledged in tournament season. Some of the more fun YouTube videos and stuff we haven't got to, but definitely ball reviews, tournaments are gonna be the big things over the next couple of months. With that said, this was a review of the brand new DV8 Heckler. My name is Jason Robarge. We'll rev it up bowling. Much love, peace.